Welcome back for the final lesson on failure. How to fail, if at all that's possible, to teach anyone to fail, because failure is part and parcel of life. Or succeed in your way, failing your way to success rather. We've spoken about 4. Number 1, fail hard. Give yourself to something. Give yourself to the cause. Let it fail not because of you. Let it fail after you've given 120%. Not 100%, but more than 100%. Fail safe. If you're jumping off a cliff, have a parachute. So do your homework. Get a mentor. Do your research. Fail forward. And I got this from a man of God, Apostle George Liwayo. Make sure that if you're going to fail, you're failing forwards. Don't become a worse off individual because you have failed, but become a better individual because you have failed. Fail fast. Make sure that you quickly get over failure and you're moving on. A rolling stone gathers no moss. And then finally, fail responsibly. I'm not sure if there's anything called responsible failure, but which is funny because if you failed, then how can you say that's been responsible? But I think it's possible to fail responsibly. There's a verse in the Bible that I want to touch on. And this verse says in Proverbs 20, verse 30, I'll touch on the first part. The blueness of a wound cleanses away evil. It's talking about a scar. You know, when a scar is healing, it gets a bit bluish, blue-black, something of the sort. And he's saying it's that scar that actually cleanses within you. Look, if you're going to fail, which is inevitable, you should learn the lessons of failure. Listen to what Zig Ziglar says. He says, if you learn from defeat, you have not really lost. If you learn from defeat, you haven't really lost. The point being, you're going to fail anyway, okay? Make sure you learn something at least. This has got to do with the lessons of gray, as in the gray hair. When you see an older man, an older woman, someone who's got gray hair, respect that person because they've learned a thing or two. And so when they speak, they are speaking from a position of failure and having succeeded in that area. You know the famous proverb that says that once bitten, twice shy. Yeah, learn the lesson of failure. There's a story in Greek mythology of Icarus and Daedalus. This is father and son, Icarus being the son, and they were, put in jail on an island by King Manos, and how they wanted to leave that island. I mean, the father was quite an ingenuitive person, and he took wax and feathers, and he formed wings from those two. And what he did was he made wings for his son and wings for himself. And they began to fly, and they flew out, and they went, escaping from this island, which was a prison for them. The problem that Icarus had, because he was a young man, was that he flew too close to the sun. This is where we get that problem about flying too close to the sun. And when he went too close to the sun, we know what heat does to wax. The feathers began to come off, and he fell down hard, and he died. But his father, who was a little bit wiser, had learned from failure. All I'm saying is failure is going to come. Make sure you learn. Have the right mindset towards failure. It is part and parcel of life. If you've never failed, you've never done anything. If you've never made a mistake, you are useless. You are wasting time. You are wasting oxygen for myself and many others like me. I have got a book on failures because I've tried a number of things and they failed. In fact, in life, more things are going to fail than those that are going to work out. But that should not dissuade you from stepping out, from doing something. Try it out. Have a story to tell. One of the most beautiful things about trying something new is you've got a story to tell at the end of it. Those who've got no stories never tried anything. You can actually help someone along the way. Learn the lessons of failure. Learn them early. Improve on that. Fail better. Do more. Work harder. Give yourself. You only live once. Failure is part and parcel of life. You can't avoid it, but I'm sure you can prepare for it. God bless you. I hope this has helped somebody.